Welcome everyone. Today we have the 2021 Grand Cherokee L, and I'm going to tell you the things that I like about it and the things that I don't like about it, but I got to tell you, it's mostly like. Now before I start this off, this Grand Cherokee L has a lot to learn about it. If you want to see all the details, I've got a full review in the description below that shows all the details inside and out. This is just the things that I like and don't like. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, in no particular order, let's start with my dislikes. So first thing to dislike is all of this shiny, glossy, piano black plastic all over this entire center console. Now granted, this is where your cup holders are, so you'll probably have that up, and this is a little storage and plug-in area, so you might not have all this piano black all over the place, but there's still piano black all around here. And in my experience, even in just these press cards that I have for a week at a time, they get fingerprints, lint, scratches, and they just do not look nice after a very long time. And in a vehicle this expensive, that has got to go. Now my next dislike is going to take into consideration the front row seat and the second row seat and the third row seat. Now this vehicle is huge. It's about 205 inches long, so very big compared to some other three rows. But the combined legroom between the second row, first row, and third row is less than some vehicles that are significantly smaller than this, a handful of them, most namely the Telluride and the Palisade. Now this still isn't bad in itself, but compared to vehicles much bigger, this is not as spacious as you would probably expect. Another small dislike is really petty, but it can just get annoying after some time in the vehicle, and it could definitely be better. So I complained about the piano black in here. Another thing is the cup holder ergonomics. So the cup holders can easily get in the way of the shifter, and it's not like you have to really get to the shifter that much, but any of these other controls too, if you have tall drinks or drinks with straws. The other thing is if you have smaller drinks, the ergonomics of reaching down and bending and flexing the wrist like that is just not ideal. It's where you have to really get down because they're pretty low down there. So tall drinks are definitely better, but then they get in the way of this. Short drinks, definitely not ergonomic for the wrist flexion. If it was a little bit further over here to where you could grab it a little easier, it'd be different. Really small, I know, but can get annoying. Now my third dislike is gonna be the price. So even the base Laredo trim, the base trim, is going to start right around $39,000, closing in on that. That's pretty expensive. In the desirable features, if you want some of the niceties or luxuries, you're going to have to pay up for that too. This is the Overland model. There's the Summit Reserve above this that are even more loaded, but this Overland with a lot of options is right around $66,000 to $67,000. That's a pretty penny. Now granted, this Jeep is pretty sweet. It looks good. It's got a lot to offer. That's just a lot of money. Now on to the things that I like in no particular order. The first thing is going to be under the hood. So as we open this up, it's the fact that you've got the available 5.7 liter Hemi V8. It's going to give you closing in on 400 pound-feet of torque for more power and more towing. Now I really love the fact that Jeep offers this V8 because this is a big vehicle and it comes standard with the Pentastar V6, which has decent power, average power. But this V8 is nice. Let me plug in a little clip of acceleration with this V8 so you can get an idea. Now the next thing that I like is in the back seat, because most vehicles, three-row vehicles, give you only a choice of captain's chairs or bench seat, depending on the trim level. These captain's chairs come standard in here, which is nice. They're comfortable. They've got armrests. They can be heated and ventilated, and they're just nice and comfortable. But you can also get a bench seat on any trim level. That's almost unheard of, and I love the fact that you get an option of captains or bench no matter which trim level you go for. Now my next like is the fact that this Jeep has 3 different 4x4 systems. So it's not just your regular all-wheel drive system. It's actually got some decency to it. So you can shift 100% of torque to one side. You've got a 4 low gearing in here as well, and even an electronic limited slip differential in the rear on some models. You've got these drive modes, which are actually pretty common on a lot of vehicles nowadays, but at least you still have those. And over here, you can adjust the height of the suspension. And I have it all the way up right now to show you, and you can get about 11 inches of ground clearance, which is fantastic. There's even a hill descent control right here. Like I said, the 4-wheel drive low range gearing. And unlike most expensive 3-row vehicles, they come with huge wheels and low profile tires. We have the optional off-road package, which gives us off-road tires, and 18-inch wheels, so it can handle the off-road rocks. Plus, if you take a look underneath, you actually get several skid plates, which are totally necessary if you're going to take this thing off-road. Not only that, this Overland model even gives you tow hooks in the front. And more for the off-road, you even get a front off-road camera where you can even see where your tires go. More on that in a second. Now back to the cameras. Another thing is a surround vision camera. There are so many cameras. It's not just that we have this surround vision camera. I'll show you more in a second. But you do have this one where you can see a top-down view of the vehicle. You can change the views as well. Do whatever you want to with that. You can even, like I showed you, see the front or the back. There's the back, here's the front. We can even clean the camera. That's nice. But there's also this digital rear view mirror camera, and this is not exclusive to Jeep, but this is a nice feature because you can clearly see out the back of the vehicle. But wait, there's more. There's the fam cam, so you can see a camera on your second and third row passengers and tap the screen to zoom in on whatever seat you want. So it's awesome when I can see my daughter, know that she's okay, know if she needs anything. You can see exactly what's going on in those back seats. But wait, there's more. There's a night vision camera which has infrared and thermographic, I think that's what it's called, sensors to detect basically humans or animals, and it'll alert you before you can even see them with your headlights. And another like is that we have the optional Macintosh audio system, which sounds fantastic. It's a 19 speaker 950 watt system with the subwoofer, and it just sounds fantastic. Not to mention the speaker grill on the door even has a little illuminated Macintosh logo right there. But I'm not necessarily a huge audiophile. I definitely like listening to music, but this Macintosh system definitely sounds good to me. Now my next like is that your backseat passengers can be flat out pampered in here. So a few different reasons. Let me show you. First of all, you can recline way back. There's tons of headroom. That's pretty normal. There's also this sunshade on some of these models on both sides. That's also a pretty normal feature in this class, but there's more. At night, there's ambient lighting under this door trim, so you can see this little bit of red glow right here. So at night, the backseat passengers get ambient lighting too. The backseat passengers also get their own dual zone climate control. So if you want to be toasty hot on one side and your other person wants to be cold, you can do that. There's also 3-tier heated seats, and on that Summit model, you can get ventilated seats as well. So your backseat passengers can have heated and ventilated seats if you want to pony up the money. And the reason both sides can have their own climate controls is because you have climate or air conditioning vents here, but each side also gets air conditioning vents on the pillar as well. In addition to the vents, you've got a 3-prong outlet over here, and you've got 4 USB charging ports coupled with a little storage console. And another thing, our backseat passengers get a full look at this double pane sunroof. All right, so what do you like or not like about this Grand Cherokee L? Obviously, it's a new model, redesigned for this year. I can't wait to see the 2-row model as well, but should be very similar. But there's just a lot to like about it. I mean, this thing is so luxurious. It offers so many features. It's capable, it's spacious, it's big, it's got a V8. I mean, there's a lot to like. Time will tell on what kind of dislikes will grow out of this vehicle or what people might start to like that I didn't even mention. There's a lot more to talk about with this Jeep. So if you want to see the full review, be sure to look in the description below if you want to see all the details. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.